What's up, everybody? We're back at it again with another video. This video is going to be about how to load and unload a semi-automatic pistol. I have three different kind of semi-autos here that will be the examples. I decided to do this video for the newbies out there, the new people to guns, or not even just the newbies, but for the people who don't realize that there's better ways to do certain things and load and unload it right. So that's pretty much why I decided to do this video. I'll show you the example, the guns that I have. So we have, as you know, my Glock 17 Generation 4 striker fired pistol, right? Then we got the Beretta 92A1. I will be doing a review on this pistol in the future. So, yep, this is a double single action hammer fired pistol. Then we got the tried and true 1911. This is a single action only hammer fired pistol. And yeah, so we'll be using snap caps. So with safety, you know, no live ammunition we're doing this with. All right. So I'll explain to you what semi-automatic means, okay? Semi-auto simply means the gun, when it cycles, loads the next round in the chamber by itself. I'll give you an example. When you shoot a semi-auto, let's say the gun, let's say I have my magazine in here, right? When you shoot a semi-auto gun, whether it be any rifle or anything, or let's say we're going to talk about pistols. We'll talk about rifles the next time. But when you shoot a semi-auto pistol, the slide comes back. It does this a lot faster, just saying, but I'm just giving you slow motion. It comes back. Once it releases, the spring pushes it forward, and it loads the next round. When the magazine's there, it strips the next round and puts it in the chamber every time you pull the trigger. And that's why it's called semi-automatic, because it automatically loads the round in the chamber. Whereas if you're talking about a manual operated firearm, like a pump action shotgun, a bolt action rifle, those are two good examples. You have to manually load the next round. With the pump, you pull back, and then it kicks the shell out, and the next round comes out of the tube, and you push it forward, and that's what chambers the next round. With the bolt action, you unlock the bolt, pull it back, same thing essentially. So that's what semi-auto means. And semi-autos typically, they shoot one round per trigger pull. So it's not fully auto, it's semi. So one. Now you could shoot them fast if you have a good trigger finger. But anyway, I'm going to now show you how different ways to load it, okay? Now, I'll give you an example before I even use the snap caps, right? There's a few ways to do it that I do it, okay? When you're talking about the slide forward, you could, to rack the slide, you could come over the top like this, like that, or you could cant the gun to the side, take your thumb and your index, pull back, let go. I see people do this a lot when they're brand new, and they'll point the gun like this, which, you know, down the range, and they'll take their hands and they'll do it like this. That is uncomfortable to me. The wrist, it kind of strains your wrist a little bit, you know, so that's why you can do the same movement, but just cant the gun, and it really helps with your wrist and everything. So, those are like the two ways that I teach if I show people how to shoot. Now, one thing you don't want to do is ride the slide forward, okay? Now, what that means is, you saw how when I was pulling back, I didn't keep my hand on the slide. I literally pulled, let go. That's the way you want to do it, because you want the spring pressure, or the spring tension to bring that slide forward. And that's the best way to do it. You don't want to keep your hand on and go, because you can cause a malfunction that way. You don't want to, you know, no, you want to pull back, let go. Pull back, let go. Because you think of it this way. When the gun shoots, the gun is, the slide is going all the way back and shooting forward immediately because of the spring tension. And that's what causes it to function reliably. So that's how you rack the slide on a pistol. So I'm going to go through the steps, okay? You got your loaded mag. Now, just a tip. When you have a fully loaded mag, this isn't fully loaded, when you put it in the gun on a closed, not closed, but on the slide that's forward, it'll be harder to pull back because the rounds are pushing against the slide, and it's causing more tension going up that way, and it's that's why it becomes hard if you didn't know that. So you take your loaded mag, you put it in the gun, make sure it's in there, right? However way you want to chamber however you want to rack the slide, you can do it like this or like this. I take it over top. That's what I do. Okay, so I'm going to do that for this example. So you got your mag in, right? Let me redo that. Without pausing. So mag in the gun, make sure it's seated correctly. Take your hand, pull, let go. That's how you chamber around in a semi-auto pistol with this. That's how you do it. Now, how to unload it, right? We just loaded it. Now, this is obviously snap caps, like I showed you. First step, take the mag out. First step, always, and I'll show you an example of why you need to take the mag out first. But first step, take the mag out, right? Then, second step, you can tilt the gun to the side, point in a safe direction. Obviously, this is a safe direction, just giving you a heads up, but don't point it at anybody. Take your hand, pull back, and it kicks the round out. Now, don't forget, when you're clearing a gun, to make sure it's unloaded, don't just do this, right? Let me see. I'm gonna pretend that I didn't even do that. Don't just do this, right? Let's say you have your mag and take your mag out, and you go, and you're not even looking in the chamber, and you're just going, you're like, oh, it's clear. I'm gonna tell you it's a mistake, okay? Now, yes, the majority of the time, as you've seen, when you pull the slide back, when there's a round in the chamber, it'll kick it out. Majority of the times. But there are times where that extractor doesn't have a hold of the case, and it'll get stuck in there. It won't grab it. So the reason why I say when you pull it back, lock it open, or you don't even have to lock it open, but that's the best way to do it. Lock it open and look. Visually look or physically feel in there before you know it's unloaded. Don't sit here and take the mag out and go, it's unloaded. No. Look in there and look, because I've seen countless videos of people doing that with whatever gun it is, and they pull the trigger and it goes off because the extractor did not grab the case, or the round, the live round, it didn't grab it. So don't just do, I see so many people doing this, and some of these people are experienced. They'll take the mag out, and they'll go unloaded. While yes, 90% of the time that extractor will work and it'll kick it out, don't bet on that, because the moment you don't look in there and you go boom, so always, when you check and see if a semi-auto pistol is loaded, you always look in the chamber. Look, open it up if you have to, like this, and you look. You see how there's nothing in there? And this is what kind of that it would look like if there was something in there, okay? Like that. I know I didn't put it. It looks like that, okay? You would see something. So that's how you unload it. Now I'm going to show you an example of a different pistol, okay? Same thing though. Same thing applies, okay? This is my Beretta 92 A1. So same thing, and always keep your finger off the trigger, obviously. I'll do a video about safety, but this is how you load and unload them, okay? So same thing. Now this is a double single action. That was a striker fire, which is the Glock. It's a little bit more busy on the slide. And this gun, the slide mounted safety is kind of trash, but you get around it, okay? Mag in, right? Mag in, make sure it's in. Pull back, let go. It's that simple. And as you see, the hammer's cocked back on this one, and you can decock it like that, and that doesn't make it go off. That's a decocker. It's for safety. And so you got your round loaded, and the same thing with the other one. Mag out first. Tilt the gun. You can lock it to the rear if you want. Make sure you check up in there. You're good. You're set to go. Okay. It's that simple. Okay. Now I'll show you on the 1911. Now this one is a 45. It's different caliber, but it's still the same thing. Semi-automatic. Semi-automatics have a slide that reciprocates. It moves. So you got your gun, 1911, right? Dummy round. Magazine in. Pull the slide to the rear. Let it go. It's that simple. Okay. Take your mag out. Tilt the gun. Pull back. Comes out. check, make sure it's in there, make sure you're empty, you know, and you're good to go. So it's that simple. That's the steps you got to take, and do those steps every single time, every time that you unload a semi-auto pistol. Now I'm going to show you an example on why you take the mag out first, because some people might not realize that. Okay, I'll show you. Right, let me get 2 snap caps. So we're pretending this mag is fully loaded. Okay, we know it's not, but we're pretending like it is. Let's pretend it's a loaded mag. So let's say I got the mag in, right? Let's just chamber around real quick. So let's say this is my carry gun. I got a round chambered, right? Oh, I'm going to unload it. Okay, so you unload it. All right, so actually, you know what? Let me show you that on camera. Sorry. Let me see. Sorry about that. Got too carried away there. So let me see. All right, so we're going to load this up like it's our carry gun. Carry gun, right? Load it up. So, oh, I'm going to unload it, right? So, unloaded. Is this unloaded? I don't know. Let me see. Nope. I don't know if you caught that, but another round kicked out. I'll show you. I'll show you it one more time, just so you didn't see that. Okay. I'll even show you it up close. The reason why you take the mag out. The reason you take the mag out is because that's a source of feed for the ammo. Okay. If you have multiple rounds in a magazine, and what you do, you know, you have your round chamber. Let's see if we got one in there. Yep. So we chambered around. If you don't take the mag out, what happens is, look, let's say you pull the slide back first and you think it's empty. Let's say you go, boom, there's another round. You just chambered another round. And let's say you just take the mag out and you're like, oh, it's empty. Is it empty? No, it's not. So you always take the magazine out first. That's step one of any gun if it has a magazine, a detachable magazine. You don't kick the round out with the mag in there and then chamber another round. You chamber another round if you don't take the mag out. So that's essentially how it works. Like I said, it doesn't matter if it's a 1911 or what it is. You always do that. You always check, and you always look in the chamber. Don't sit here and go, oh, it's empty, without looking, because then you don't know 100%. You're just assuming, because you're assuming that the extractor grabbed it and it would kick it out, which 90% of the time it does, but there's cases where it doesn't. So, but that's essentially how you load and unload a semi-automatic pistol, and it's that simple. So yeah, I'll see y'all later in the next video. Peace.